welcome to titaniumtalarstarot, and today I will be doing a if you feel like this, do this video. Okay, so for this I will be using some concepts from Superconscious Education brought to us by Chris Duncan. I will also be using a deck I wrote myself. So the information is brought by Christopher Duncan in his program Superconscious Education. Yes, and the deck that I'm going to use is a deck I wrote myself. It's an oracle deck. I named it the Action Oracle. And with that being said, let's get into my insight for today. So today's insight is all about saying you're going to do something and completing it. Now, you might not complete it when you first thought you might complete it, but that is not important. The important thing is that you complete it. Whenever you do complete it. Okay. Some people like it to be completed at a specific time. It's perfectly fine. Other people are just go with the flow. And I did have a little thing about, I made a video, or at least one of the previous insights was all about you needing to have a specific, a structure, going with the flow. It's going with the flow and having a structure. They're both necessary. They're both things that you need to do in order to complete something, in order to get the inspiration to do something and to complete it. And as I was saying in that video, in that insight, was that you need the inspirational spark to start something, but you then need the framework, the structure, the baseline of how you're going to do it to complete it. So they both go hand in hand, I find. Okay, so, and to relate it to what I was saying in regards to whenever you complete it, the important thing is that you complete it. It's not that you start it and then don't finish it. It's that you do complete it. It doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as you do complete it, right? So, and maybe sometimes your decision to stop doing it is completing it. You have to see things from that perspective. Just closing a chapter so you can move on to the next. Okay? So that is what I have for my insight. It's very interesting. Today's audio is immaculate. I don't understand how sometimes it gets all wishy-washy and then other times it's perfection. It's bizarre. But in either case, that is neither here nor there. So now let's get into the reading, and the way I'll be dividing this reading is with the 6 sabotaging belief patterns brought to us by Christopher Duncan. So the first group of individuals I will be divining for are the individuals that do not feel capable of doing something. It could be anything, it could be whatever. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my individuals who do not feel capable of doing something, please come forward and share. What can they do to feel more capable this week? So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel capable this week, please come forward and share. What can they do to feel more capable? And you got dumbfounded and surprised. Dumbfounded and surprised yourself, because you have the ability to do it. You just need to surprise yourself that you can do it. And be like, whoa, I did not know that existed inside of me. And then you're like, well, if I did it this time, I can do it again, and again, and again, and again, and again, right? So that was it for the individuals who do not feel capable. Just do it once, even if it's half-assed, but do it. Which relates back to my insight. But in either case, do it, no matter how lopsided it is, but do it so that you get some experience, and then you can, if you feel like you still need to work on it, or you still want to work on it, do it again, and do it again until it is as you want it to be. Okay? And for for some, you can't really do it exact same way, but if you change the parameters a little, if you tweak them a bit, I feel like you are going to be able to complete whatever it is that you want to complete, or at least tweak your mentality about it. Okay, so that was for the individuals that do not feel capable. Now on to the individuals that do not feel worthy this week. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel worthy this week, please come forward and share what can they do to feel worthy. And you got confide. Confide. To feel worthy, I feel like if you talk to someone about your feeling of unworthiness, I feel like that person is going to be like, what are you talking about? Have you seen you? Have you seen what you can do? Have you seen where you've reached in like this X amount of time? Have you? If you haven't, I feel like you need to look at yourself again and be like, okay, yeah, I did that. I've come here. I've gotten to this point in my life. Okay? So that is what I have for the individuals that do not feel worthy. Okay? So now on to the individuals that don't feel like they belong this week. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals that don't feel like they belong this week, please come forward and share what they can do to feel like they belong. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who don't feel like they belong this week, please come forward and share what they can do to feel like they belong. You got wrap presents, wrap a project, wrap up a project, wrap up something that you started, complete it, hand it in, or in either case, if you want to complete a present, you wrap it and you hand it to the individual you want to give it in. In my case, it's a project to call in some files that I have about me at a rehabilitation center, but I need to send in the file and I'm just like, I'm not sure how to, but I have to figure out how to send in the file. Apparently I can send it through email, send the form through email. I have to figure out what that email is, and in either case, that is neither important for you guys, but it's all about, if you don't feel like you belong, I went on that rant. If you don't feel like you belong in a specific place or a specific thing, something that does not make you feel like you belong there, wrap up the project, right, so that you can move on. Now, in my case, I went to see a neuropsychologist. She was like, your answers to my tests are a bit too, they're not giving me like concrete answers as to what I'm looking for, so I can no longer work with you. But if you give me the old files that you have from your old rehabilitation center, I can give you some more suggestions. So that's what I'm doing. So I feel like I don't know how this is related to if you don't feel like you belong. Well, if you don't feel like you belong in the workplace because you have more issues, this is me. If you have more issues, if you have things that are hindering your progress forward, if you find that there are some issues to certain things, consulting someone who can better assist you will help. So that is how I will feel like I belong more, by utilizing others' suggestions, is what I'm getting. Okay, so that was it for the individuals that don't feel like they belong this week. Now on to the individuals that do not feel perfect. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel perfect this week, please come forward and share what can they do to feel more perfect. So Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel perfect this week, please come forward and share how can they feel perfect. Please, God, angels, and guides, and God, encourage others to feel perfect, encourage others, lift others up is what I'm picking up on. Make them feel more special, and when you make them feel more special, they will want to have you around because they feel like you are someone they want to keep in their circle because you make them feel good, So that is what I have for the individuals that do not feel perfect this week. So now on to the individuals that don't feel significant. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel significant this week, please come forward and share what can they do to feel more significant. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel significant this week, please come forward and share what can they do to feel more significant. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel significant this week, what can they do to feel significant? Please, God, angels, and guides, and God, excuse significant of importance. Well, what I'm saying is that significance means something of importance, at least to me, and that's what's coming to my mind or my consciousness. So excuse yourself for not feeling significant enough within yourself? Excuse others for not having made you feel significant enough? Excuse them for their shortcomings. Excuse yourself for allowing their shortcomings to affect you so as well, is what I'm getting. You know what would be helpful for this? The Ho'oponopono technique, where I think you send them love or understanding. I don't exactly remember the specific, but if you type in Ho'oponopono online, it'll pop up. Okay, it's not something. There are videos about this, so, and it's like 4 levels of excusing things. So you excuse them, you excuse yourself, and all that. So it's not just them, you're also excusing you because you fell for it, or you might have fallen for it. In either case, it's neither here nor there. The important bit is that it's a good technique to use, okay? So that was it for the individuals that do not feel significant this week. Now, on to the individuals who do not feel good enough this week. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel good enough, what can they do to feel good enough? So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel good enough this week, please come forward and share what can they do to feel good enough. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel good enough this week, please come forward and share what can they do to feel good enough. Please, God, angels, and guides, and you got 2 cards. I'm going to take the top one. And this card says mix up. If you don't feel good enough, I feel like this is saying mix up your methods of doing, mix up your strategies, mix up your tactics, mix them up. Start using another tactic, Yes. Change it up a bit. Mix up the order in which you're doing this, and so on and so forth. Okay? So, my gorgeous triple tears, this is all that I have for you guys this week for this video series. If you like this, and if you'd like me to go deeper into your specific situation, please contact me at the email in the box below, and it'll be my pleasure to assist. In that same box, you'll find a little description of this video and the email you can send donations to on PayPal if you feel so called. And with that being said, my gorgeous triple tears, I wish you guys all a very good week, and I'll see you next time, okay? So next Monday. Okay? Bye.